refined skill brings you to the palace, you know. There are a couple of examples. If you take the Bible, for instance, when the temple of God was going to be built, you know, it is on record that when it was time to supervise the people building, King Solomon reached out to an old friend of his father. You know, I think it's King Hiram, so of Tyre. You've probably heard of the cities Tyre and Sidon. And now the Tyrians were the most skilled people in many areas back in that time. Tyre is one of the cities, I think probably the only city or one of the cities that Israel did not conquer. Instead, there was a collaboration between the kings. You know, so when it was time to build the house of God, even God looked for the most skilled people. And guess what? They were not necessarily Israelites. You know, they were from neighboring cities. Now, when you are saying refined skill bringing you to the palace, what we also mean is that a lot of people feel that having the skill is good enough. Unfortunately, we live in a world where evolution is constantly taking place. And if things are changing as we move on, every second something new is coming up. You cannot rely on yesterday's skill for tomorrow's problems, if you understand what I mean. You know, every time you have to be upgrading yourself, refining your skill. You clearly have to be the best. For instance, Jordan Peterson gives this example. If your loved one, maybe your mom or your brother or your sister, God forbid, had a brain tumor and they needed someone to operate on the child or the person, what happens is that if you can't afford it, you are not just going to be looking for any kind of neurosurgeon. You are going to be looking for the most skilled surgeon in the world to operate. Why? Because you cannot take chances with this particular problem. It's too delicate to just be haphazard about it. You know, so yes, imagine you not refining your skill. And of course, this also translates to pay grade. It translates to where you are on the pyramid in terms of how much you're earning. You know, so it's the most skilled people that earn the most. And nobody should be angry about that.